Hello.
You're Gloria Redmond.
Yes, that's right.
Miss Redmond, welcome to WENN.
Thank you.
We weren't sure you were really real.
Well, after 7 hours on a train, I'm not sure I am either.
We got your message. We made some punch in case you're thirsty.
You really shouldn't have done that.
And we've been announcing to all Pittsburgh that we have a famous surprise guest.
Oh, you really shouldn't have done that.
Well, we understood you to say that you would make an appearance on our station.
I'm in town on business, some of which involves WENN, but I told whoever it was on the phone that I would try to put in an appearance here today, just to meet everyone.
We were also told that you'd be bringing some arrangements with you.
No, I said that I had made my own arrangements, travel arrangements. Somebody misunderstood me.
Oh, no.
Miss Redmond, what a thrill for all of us and for our listeners. Betty would like to present you with this working radio, a symbol of the hard-working radio people here at WENN. I've got to drag Pruitt back here to see this. Keep her on the air as long as you can.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now thrilled to present today's surprise celebrity guest.
What celebrity guest?
And so, joining us in a rare radio appearance is none other than
Hillary Booth, who proudly presents my dear, dear friend, Gloria Redmond. When I say friend, I of course mean
You had no right to do this.
It was genuine miscommunication, which unfortunately now has been miscommunicated to maybe 100,000 people.
I am sorry, Miss Roberts, but I don't perform publicly anymore.
Miss Redmond, singing on WENN is just barely singing in public. We're a small radio station in Pittsburgh. We don't have millions of listeners, but they're very loyal, and unfortunately now we've told them that you're here with us.
I really don't think you understand.
I'm sure I don't. All I know is that every day that we stay on the air is a small miracle, and this would be a great help at a very tough time for us.
Christmas is a tough time for a lot of people.
Then maybe you can do this for us just because it's Christmas. Please. It would be so easy for you.
So easy.
And it would mean a great deal to us.
All right, but just one song. Only because you painted yourself into a corner and I may have inadvertently given you the brush.
Thank you. I know you didn't bring any arrangements, but we've prepared something appropriate. It's one of your biggest hits.
very, very close that really when we were... Of course, when I say friend, I mean in the sense that all of us are dear, dear friends of this wonderful profession of ours.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, WENN welcomes live from our studios with great anticipation and admiration, Miss Gloria Redmond.
I've strung the Christmas lights around the tree and hung a holly wreath where it should be. A fire glows, and I suppose there's nothing left for me to do. Christmas is waiting for you. And soon I'll hear your step upon the snow. The tune the doorbell chimes will thrill me so. And I believe this Christmas Eve you'll find your every wish comes true. Christmas is waiting for you, and I could tell that first Noel we shared, the angels sighed from high above. A Yuletide meeting like a greeting card, unfolding to some words of love. A Christmas candle on the windowsill, Christmas is waiting and waiting and waiting. Christmas is waiting for you.
Thank you, Miss Redmond. That was truly wonderful. You know, we have many questions and so much to talk about here at WENN. But of course, we certainly don't want to delay today's episode of Captain Amazon, next on WENN.
Miss Redmond, are you all right?
It's not very professional of me. You just caught me a little unprepared.
Oh, but you didn't sound unprepared. It was wonderful. I apologize if the song was a poor choice. But since we couldn't rehearse with you, I thought that we should prepare something that you had recorded recently.
Something fresh in my memory. No, it was a good choice. The last time I heard the song was last Christmas Eve. I was alone waiting for my husband. We bought a farm not very far from here. Not that Ben and I knew the first thing about farming. We just thought that it was time to stop living life out of hotels. And I was trying to find a comedy program on the radio dial to keep me company until my husband came home. And all I could find on the radio were recordings of me singing that song. It was not something really that I needed to hear right then. Do you remember the blizzard that we had last Christmas Eve?
I sure do. We were all snowed in here at the station.
Ben was finishing some business in Manhattan, and he had hired a pilot to fly him down, just so we could be together on Christmas Eve. Any other day of the year, and he would have stayed in New York and taken the first train the next morning. But it was Christmas Eve, and he wanted to be here. He wanted to give me my present the first thing Christmas morning. I never did find out what it was. They found what was left of the plane outside of Snowshoe, some 40 miles off their flight plan. My husband and I had many wonderful Christmases together.
I'm so sorry.
I haven't been doing much singing since then, but then I haven't been doing much of anything else either. I really must go.
Oh, the whole cast is on the air, but I know they wanted to thank you in person. Frankly, we've all been wondering why you've honored us with your visit today.
I think you'll find this surprise is worth skipping that second bread pudding. Miss Redmond, this is our good friend, Mr. Raleigh Pruitt. Raleigh, this, of course, is Miss Gloria.
You didn't tell me you were coming down to Pittsburgh.
Well, I didn't know myself, Raleigh, until this morning. I was reading your proposal about WENN, and I suddenly felt the need to put faces with facts and figures.
You two know each other?
I've had the pleasure of being Miss Redmond's financial advisor for several years.
But I thought you represented Globe Enterprises.
That's correct. GLO for Gloria, BE for Ben, Miss Redmond's late husband. Gloria, are you still wavering on my plan to shut down the station?
What?
Well, I can tell you that the last 10 minutes have definitely helped me make up my mind.
Oh, Miss Redmond, I know that we got off on the wrong foot.
Raleigh, could your driver please see me to my hotel?
I'll take you there myself. I won't be long. Let's meet in my office in, say, an hour.
Which office would that be?
That office.
That's my office.
Was the night before Christmas.
Miss Redmond, good evening. You're working very late, considering it's... Where is that coming from?
Oh, out of this little box here. Remarkable, isn't it?
Oh, please, Miss Redmond, let me...
And then it hit me. Gloria.
I thought that this was the one place in this entire city where I could go to be with other people and it wouldn't feel like Christmas Eve. You told me that this station would be a retreat for anyone who didn't want to deal with Christmas.
Gloria, if you listen, I think you'll see we're not broadcasting anything that resembles Christmas.
Or music, for that matter.
Well, I'm not too proud to admit I've been handily tricked, Gloria, and I think you should reconsider your objections to my original plan, that of closing down this station for good. It's more nuisance than it's worth.
I feel very hesitant to do something so radical.
There are men trying to form a huge radio network that would pay a small fortune for the license to this station.
Now we begin to understand a little better, don't we?
I don't think my husband invested in this station for simply financial reasons.
Gloria, this station is the reason that Ben died. I never wanted you to know this, but now I think you should. This record was supposed to have been played on this station on Christmas morning 1 year ago. I was supposed to personally deliver it from New York to WENN on Christmas Eve. But the blizzard came along and I was stranded in Manhattan. Ben was flying down just so we could listen to it with you. It was supposed to be a surprise. If you listen, I think you'll understand.
Hi there, Glory. If everything's gone according to plan, right now it's Christmas morning, and I'm sitting with you in the front parlor and listening to our favorite local station, WENN. You know, we've always dreamt of a time when we could settle down in one place and live like normal people do. Well, my Christmas present this year is to invest in WENN, so you have a place you can sing at whenever you feel like it, and a way that people can hear you for free in their homes, right next door to our home. Merry Christmas, Glory.
You see, the reason he wanted to fly down here so badly was just that he can be with you to listen to this recording.
You know, when I first came to this station, I dropped in without warning. And I was greeted warmly, like an old friend. And I sang a quick song and then I left. It seems to me that what I did was almost exactly what Ben had in mind. I should have enjoyed it. I should have, but I couldn't. Without Ben, I don't think I ever can.
Now, you listen, young lady. I've seen many more lives and deaths than you have. I was told something once, long ago, in a century before this one, when my young bride succumbed to rheumatic fever. I have it on a piece of paper. It'll be of help to you as it was to me. Now. What is death? Death is nothing at all. I have only slipped away into the next room. And I am I, and you are you. Whatever we were to each other then, that we are still. Okay.
Speak to me in the easy way, which you always used. Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes we enjoyed together. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Life means all that it ever meant. There's absolute unbroken continuity. Why should I be out of mind because I'm out of sight? I am waiting for you, somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well.
There's so much to do, isn't there? Just because you're going on with your life doesn't mean you've left something behind.
And so, with only a very few minutes remaining before we can officially wish you the very merriest of Christmases,
we want you to know that the very best gift that we could ever hope to receive is your continued company each day of the year.
We occupy a very privileged position in the world of entertainment. From Shakespeare to the circus, from baseball stadiums to the silver screen, audiences have always left their homes to go to one theater or another. But we in radio are offered the unique honor to enter the homes of our audience.
We've spent many a cozy evening in the comfort of your living rooms.
We've had a standing invitation for breakfast and lunch in your kitchen.
when your children were sick in bed with a cold, we stayed at their bedside and tried to cheer them up.
And this evening, if you find yourself alone, know that we have been alone together.
That's what radio does to strangers. It makes family of us all.
Do you have anything to add to that, Miss Redmond?
Just to say that I'm glad to be spending Christmas with family and friends. And I hope the spirit of Christmas follows all of us each and every day of every season for all the rest of our lives.
You make it Christmas each morning, and you make every night like New Year's Eve. Then you light up my sky like the 4th of July. Such an April fool I to believe. And so on some warm summer evening, should the heat get too much for us to take, simply say that I'm yours and you make it Christmas each day of love that we make. You make it Christmas each morning, and you make every night.
Betty? Nobody in the world would have blamed you if you had gone home to Indiana like you planned. Instead, you stayed here and found a way for us to start the Christmas Eve show as scheduled.
So our funds are limited, Betty, but nobody knows better than you just how much.
Merry Christmas.
What's this?
It's an airplane ticket to Elkhart.
And the flight leaves at sunrise tomorrow, and you'll be home in time for Christmas dinner.
But no airline goes to Elkhart.
Well, they do now. You're booked in a Capwell crop duster. Made the deal with Capwell himself. All we have to do is run his ads for the next 20 months.
The forecast is clear, bright, and sunny.
Oh, and there's a bus ticket for the return trip.
Another trade deal?
No, actually, I bought that myself.
God bless radio. Or as Tiny Tim once said,
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
You make it Christmas each morning, and you make every night like New Year's Eve. Then you light up my sky like the 4th of July. Such an April fool I to believe. And so on some warm summer evening, should the heat get